Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. I'm back today with another episode of my Thrift Store haul series. This time it is episode 14, and we are talking strictly movies. I have a couple of Blu-rays that I'll start with, and then there are about 14-ish, I think, DVDs to talk about. So 16 titles in all, and there are some really cool ones in here. So I will mention that even though I've been doing quite a number of these lately, I only have one more video ready to go, a couple stacks here, a stack of books and a stack of TV series actually to share with you guys. And so that'll be episode 15, which will come out, I don't know, probably in the next week or two here. But then at that point, I will be all out of my thrift store haul items. And so that means I have to get back to the thrift stores and see what else I can find. Fortunately, I typically do find some good things in my local stores. And so hopefully that'll be the case. We can keep this series going, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up on why there are so many of these recently. I just want to get what I have out there so you guys know what I've been finding, and then gonna pick up some more as the days go on, because that's just what I do. So just so you guys know what's going on behind the scenes. But like I said, today it's going to be all movies, and so if you guys do enjoy this episode, please give it a like down below. That really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into episode 14 of my Thrift Store haul series. So this time around, I do have a couple of Blu-rays, and I'll start with those just because there's only two of them. The first one here is, and let me preface this, when it comes to Blu-rays, I'll pick up virtually anything that looks decent because I'm paying 50 cents for the Blu-ray. Why not? And that's the case with this one. This is Extraordinary Measures from 2010. So this one does have a really good cast. You have Harrison Ford in here, Kerry Russell, and Brendan Fraser. I guess Brendan Fraser is a father, and he's working with Harrison Ford's character in order to help find this cure for, I'm assuming, something that his wife has, but it doesn't really say on the back here. So hopefully it'll be decent. I don't know. It says on the front, it's a feel-good, touching, and terrific movie. Believe again in the power of the human spirit. So I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it or not, but I figured I would give it a shot for 50 cents. Why not? So Extraordinary Measures from 2010 is the first Blu-ray I was able to find. This second Blu-ray, though, I was really excited to find because this is a series, a couple of movies that I've been wanting to see. This is Daddy's Home 2. So I think I showed in, I don't know, one of my recent hauls that I did pick up the first one. Well, the reason I went to Big Lots to get the first one is because I was able to find this one at the thrift store for 50 cents. So I figured, well, hey, you got the second one, you have to find the first one. And so that's why I ended up grabbing the second one. This movie was released in 2017. And I've not seen this yet, but I've heard pretty decent things. Will Ferrell is in this, Mel Gibson, Mark Wahlberg, John Lithgow, a really strong cast, and it just looks funny. If I'm not mistaken, I think they are competing step-parents, basically, or one is the father, and then I think Mark Wahlberg is the stepfather. I think that's what the premise of the original film is, at least, and then, things kind of pick up from there. It is just a comedy. It's probably going to be pretty silly, but I'll likely enjoy it because I really like this cast. So to go along with Daddy's Home, I have the sequel, Daddy's Home 2 from 2017. So those are the two Blu-rays I was able to find. So now let's talk about some DVDs I picked up. The first one I grabbed on DVD is a Robin Williams film with Cuba Gooding Jr., which I didn't even realize, but this is What Dreams May Come. And literally the only thing I know about this is that there's this Family Guy skit that just hates on it, and it is hilarious.
Oh my God, Roadhouse! I want to buy this!
Great, and as a bonus, I'll throw in What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams.
No, thank you.
No charge.
I do not want it.
But it's free, sir.
If that DVD even touches Roadhouse, I will kill you.
Don't worry. Someday someone will come and take you home for their very own.
So that's pretty much my extent of what I know about this, but the quotes on the back are very promising. It looks like it might be a pretty good one, and it's Robin Williams, so I'm hoping I'll enjoy it. I think there might be some either fantastical or science fiction elements to this, but I don't really know. Like I said, the extent of my knowledge on this one is it's a Robin Williams film, and they make fun of it on Family Guy, which I absolutely love. So that's where I'll start with this, and we'll see how it turns out. What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams. This next one was a really cool find because you can see it's actually still sealed, which I love finding sealed at the thrift store. Why not? This is Ben-Hur from 1959. So this is one of those big, giant epics. I watched The Ten Commandments recently this year because it was released on 4K. I did a whole 4K review of that if you're interested. But because I liked that one, I figured I would give Ben-Hur a shot. I know this is only the DVD of this, but I believe there was a 4K announced for this one that's coming either later this year or maybe in 2022. But this is just a big epic, and so I'm hoping I will enjoy it. Of course, you have Charlton Heston in this, who I love Charlton Heston as an actor. So I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. I know I've seen parts of this, like, you know, at my uncle's house, aunt and uncle's house on Easter. I think they played this one a lot, but this is one that I've never sat down and watched from beginning to end, much like the Ten Commandments. So I'm hoping I'll enjoy this one as much. Ben-Hur from 1959, a sealed one, which is always cool. I'm not really sure if I'm going to enjoy this next one or not. It is a romantic comedy from 2003. This is Down with Love, starring Renee Zellweger and Ewan McGregor. I guess Zellweger's character is this like best-selling feminist author, and then she's eventually pursued by McGregor's character. So it sounds like a pretty stereotypical rom-com from 2003, but we'll see. It's directed by Peyton Reed, who did Ant-Man and then Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I really like both of those. I would say they are kind of B-tier MCU films, but they're still enjoyable. And so hopefully this one will kind of fit that bill, just be an enjoyable rom-com. We'll see. Down with Love from 2003. Here's one from 2006, and I didn't even realize it until just now, but it's directed by Emilio Estevez, so that's interesting. But this is Bobby, and this one has just an amazing cast on it. You can see it all there. Lawrence Fishburne, Demi Moore, like the list goes on and on. Just an excellent cast. And so, yeah, this one is, I'm assuming, just the story of Robert Kennedy. So yeah, we'll see if this one is as good as it looks, because it looks fantastic. And I'm fascinated to find that it's directed by Emilio Estevez. I didn't realize that. So very intrigued to check out Bobby, directed by Emilio Estevez, of all people. This one just looks really cool. I think this is from 94, and it's called Mute Witness. So I guess our main character here is a mute. She's an American living in Russia, and she witnesses this murder on a Russian film set. And so then it becomes like a thriller from there. It says on the bottom here, it is in the classic style of Hitchcock. And so that just sounds fascinating to me. I've heard of this in the past, and this cover is very recognizable to me. I remember seeing this like back in the Blockbuster days, but I never saw the film. And so now that I know what it's about, I am very excited to see this one. So Mute Witness from 1994. It sounds really, really unique and very cool. So happy to have this one in the collection. Here's another one from 2003 for the family collection. This is Cheaper by the Dozen. Of course, the Steve Martin comedy. And this is one where I know my sister really used to like this one when we were younger, but I don't know that I've ever sat down and watched the entire thing. It has a pretty decent cast in here. I feel like, yeah, Hilary Duff. I thought she was in this. Hilary Duff is in this. So I think that's why my sister loved it, because she was a huge Hilary Duff fan. But yeah, should be a pretty good movie, I'm sure. It's just kind of dumb comedy, family fun. So not expecting too much, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty enjoyable. So Cheaper by the Dozen from 2003. This next one is kind of random, just in the middle of a series here, but it's arguably the last good one in this series. This is Scary Movie 3 from 2003. A lot of movies from 2003 today, which is kind of random. But anyway, this is the only one I still needed to complete like 1 through 5 in my collection. So I was happy to find it from the thrift store. I've been searching for this at Disc Replay, and for whatever reason, it hasn't popped up yet. And so the fact that I was able to find it for so cheap and just now I have it in my collection made me very happy. You can see this is an old Blockbuster rental. But yeah, so Scary Movie 3 now completes, as far as I know, anyway, it completes my Scary Movie collection on DVD. Here's one that I always see at Disc Replay, and I pick it up every time, but then I always end up putting it back. But since I found it at the thrift store, I figured I would grab it. This is Goal, The Dream Begins. So I want to say that this is a series of films, but I don't know how many there are. And frankly, I don't even know if this is the first one in that series or not. But it is just a soccer film. I think the poll quote on the back here, the best American-made sports film since Miracle. So we'll see if this one is enjoyable or not. I enjoy watching soccer, or as everybody else in the world calls it, football. So we'll see if I like this one or not. Goal, The Dream Begins, one for my sports collection. This next one is from 1997, and I remember my parents watching this, but like they would never let me watch the entire thing, and I think this because there was like adult themes as the story progresses. But this is Jack Nicholson, Helen Hunt, and Greg Kinnear in As Good as It Gets. So this was really good from what I remember seeing of it, but again, I never got to watch the entire thing. I remember maybe it was like my parents weren't there or something, and I watched the end of this, and I just remember bawling. I don't specifically remember what happens. I just remember being very sad. And so we'll see how it is from start to finish, because this is supposed to be a really good one. It won 1997 Academy Awards for Best Actor and Best Actress. So there's that. Yeah, but should be a really good one. As Good as It Gets from 1997. Here is a Danny Boyle film that I have been wanting to add to the collection for a while now because I have never seen it. I know it was either nominated for an Academy Award or it won an Academy Award, whatever it was. But this is Slumdog Millionaire from 2008. This was one that was on my cheap Blu-rays to find list, but I wasn't able to find it that way, so I picked up the DVD for cheap. Why not? So yeah, this one, I think, this kind of reassures me. I believe like the main character here wins Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the Indian version of the game show, and then we pick up from there, I guess is what happens here. I honestly know very little about this, but it is a Danny Boyle film, so I'm interested because of that, and it is just a well-known film that I probably should have seen by now, so I'm glad I now have it in my collection so I can check it out. So Slumdog Millionaire by Danny Boyle from 2008. I know Melissa McCarthy is very divisive. You either love her or you hate her, but I am one of those that love her. I think she is hilarious. And so I was very happy to find a newer film from her, Life of the Party from 2018. So I guess Melissa McCarthy's character is, she just gets divorced. And so she decides to go back to college and she finds herself in the same class as her daughter. And then things are going to pick up from there. It's just a comedy. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to be enjoyable just because I love Melissa McCarthy. I've yet to see something from her that I haven't enjoyed. So very excited that I was able to find this one because it's a newer one that I've been wanting to see. So Life of a Party with Melissa McCarthy from 2018. Here is a classic from 1991 with Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis. I didn't even realize, but this is a Ridley Scott film, so that's cool. This is Thelma and Louise. And this is another one that I have seen most of this in my youth, but it has been so long that I don't remember it. Obviously, I remember the ending of this because it is very well-known ending. But you also get Kevin Bacon in this, like a really great cast and a very entertaining, interesting story. So very happy to add this one to the collection and excited to finally watch it again from beginning to end to get the full feeling of this film. So Thelma and Louise from 1991. Somebody actually recommended this next one to me on one of my recent haul videos where I was talking about some Jake Gyllenhaal films I picked up. This is from 1999, I believe. I just looked it up and I already forgot. But this is October Sky. So you guys probably know if you follow the channel, I'm trying to collect all of Jake Gyllenhaal and Joaquin Phoenix's films into my collection in any format. I don't care as long as it's in the physical format. I want it. And so this is just another one for that collection and one that was recently recommended to me. So I was really happy that I was able to find it. So October Sky from 1999, one more for my Jake Gyllenhaal collection. Last but not least, another movie from 2003, which is just so weird that I've had so many in this haul. But this is one that I really enjoy, and I know not a lot of people do, but it's a one-location film that I think is done quite well. This is Phone Booth. So I saw this one with my friends in theaters. I would have been, like in 10th or 11th grade at that point, and I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I've seen it a couple times since then on home video, and I've always liked it. I think it's just a well-done film. Colin Farrell is in this, Forrest Whitaker, and Kiefer Sutherland plays a role as well. Like, it's just really well done for a one-location film. We are literally following this guy who is sitting at a phone booth talking to somebody who's basically like blackmailing him into doing what he wants him to do. And so it's a thriller that is in, again, one location, but it is done so well. So I would definitely recommend this one if you haven't seen it. And I'm very happy to add it to my collection. I was actually surprised I didn't already own it, but this was a great way to add it for cheap. So Phone Booth from 2003 is going to be the last movie I found in this haul. All right, so there they all are, the 14th episode of my Thrift Store haul series, which I love buying from the thrift store, and it's just, you can't beat the price, which is always good in my eyes. Whether it's DVD or Blu-ray, it doesn't matter. It's another movie from my collection, which is always cool. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you recommend out of this stack? Anything that I should put toward the top of the list? Anything that may not be worth my time? Let me know any of your recommendations down in the comments below. I always appreciate all of your comments, so thank you for that support. As always, though, if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a like down below. That really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, video games, manga, graphic novels. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.